Hey everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how you can use the lookup function in Excel to return a value when you've got multiple criteria you want to search for. So in this example I've got a table of employee expenses, got their names, their dates, store, and dollar amount. And so I want to see when the last time was that an employee spent money at a certain store, how much they spent, and what the date of that transaction was. So I'm going to start by creating my variables here, one for the employee name and one for the store. So in this example, I'm going to say, okay, I want to know the last time that John Smith spent money at Home Depot. So to set this up, well, first I want to return the dollar amount and the date of the transaction. So I'm going to use the lookup function. And this is a useful function to be familiar with just because it's available on older versions of Excel. So it's not just going to be on the latest and greatest versions. And so you can use it on older versions easily. And so for the lookup value, this is going to be, seem a little tricky, but I'm not actually going to enter the values that I'm looking for here. In this first argument, I'm going to enter a value of 2. And I'll explain why in a minute here. So for the lookup vectors, this is what I'm actually doing a lookup on. This is where I'm going to factor in both of my criteria, the employee name and the store name as well. So I'm going to open up a couple of parentheses just because what I'm going to do here is multiply my criteria. My goal is to get a series of 0 and 1s. So 0 if there's not a match, 1 if there is a match. The two criteria will multiply against each other. So if I've got true and true, it's going to result in a value of 1. Now because I'm looking up at 2, it's going to get the last value. There's not going to be a direct match, but it'll find the last value. So I'm going to show you how this is going to work. So for starters, I'm going to set that the employee name has to equal this name. So I'm going to close that in parentheses and then multiply this by whether the store name is Home Depot. So that's my criteria. So it's going to go through all those cells and see, is it a match for John Smith? It's going to return a series of true and falses. And then true and falses, when they're multiplied against one another, equate to 0s and 1s. So what I'm also going to do is within this, I'm going to do 1 divided by this because when there's not a match, I want it to error out. And if it errors out, that means my lookup is going to ignore those values. And now for my result, I'm going to select first the dollar amount here. And let's close this out and I'll show you how this is working. So we get a value of $270. So if I go and filter this data for John Smith at Home Depot, we should see the same result. So the last transaction was November 25th, 2023 for $270. So that was the same amount that I've got, $270. So let's take a look at how this works. So under the Formula tab, go to Evaluate. And so what it's doing is it's first looking at whether that employee name field equals John Smith. So it's returning all those names. It's going to evaluate them to see, okay, do they match John Smith? Hit Evaluate. So you can see those falses. We've got some trues, but most of them are false. And then what it's going to do is now look at this next argument, looking at the store. So I scroll down here, it's pulling all those stores and seeing, okay, do they match H7, which is Home Depot? So scroll down here. So now it's going to evaluate these. And again, we've got a series of true and falses. Now the next step is these true and false values are going to multiply by these true and false values. We're going to be left with a series of 0s and 1s. So now that's what it's doing in this next step. I hit Evaluate. There are 0s and 1s. So we've got a bunch of them. Now we've got some 1s scattered throughout. But now when this part of the equation happens, 1 divided by these values, we're going to get a bunch of div 0 errors because we can't divide by 0. So now if I hit Evaluate, it's doing 1 divided by that, and there are errors. Now we still have some 1s in there because obviously 1 divided by 1 is still 1, so that's fine. But now if we look at our lookup though, we're looking for the value of 2. 2 is not found in here. These are all 1s. And so instead, it's going to ignore the errors and just pull the last value. So if I hit evaluate, that's what it's going to do. Now that it's going to complete the lookup, find that last value, and it's going to be 270. So that's how that works. So it's doing the lookup, but because there are no exact matches, it's just going to focus on the last non-error match. So that's how that works. So that's how we're able to do this for multiple criteria. So if we wanted to, we could expand this further and do another multiplication of the criteria, but the logic would be the same. We're still doing the same thing. So now if I wanted to pull the transaction date, I'd copy this formula, do the exact same thing here, except for the value that I'm returning. I'm going to select the date and then close that out. I'll just format this as a date just to confirm that yes, this is November 25th, 2023. And so that is the last time that John Smith was at Home Depot, and they spent $270 when they were there. So as you can see, by using the lookup, we can find a way to use multiple criteria without having to make our formulas too complex. The key thing is using that lookup to value at the beginning and multiplying the criteria and making sure we do 1 divided by that criteria to force some errors in the values that we want to exclude, leaving only the ones that we want to use to determine the values that we want to extract. So the nature of how it's set up, it's always going to look for the last value. Now, if you're looking for exact matches, it's not going to matter because obviously if you only have one, that's how it's going to find it anyways. It's going to find an exact match. But if you've got multiple, if you want the most recent, what you may just want to do is sort your data in the opposite direction. But this will always get the last match based on how your data is sorted. So it'll go through, evaluate these, give you a bunch of true and falses, turn them into zeros and ones, and then find out, where that value, what row it should be coming from, and extract it in there. And with the lookup function, you don't have to count column numbers like you would in vlookup. You can actually select which column you want to pull the data from. So it's actually really flexible. And like I said, because it's available on older versions of Excel, it's a really useful formula to learn. And just because it can save you a lot of time and be an easier option than trying to do something more complex. And it's a really easy setup to do once you've got familiar with it. So that's a wrap for this video. If you did like it, please leave a like and be sure to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.